Sage Wonder here, and welcome to Coffee Talk! So today, we're talking about dead celebrities, or celebrities who fake their own death. Don. For me, I think the first time I become aware of the idea that celebrities might be faking their own death is around the mysterious early death of Elvis Presley. Now, I was a little boy the day that Elvis Presley died. Elvis Presley was so beloved that I think it was an easy thing for people to just deny that he died. And they started seeing him everywhere. And I think for me, anyway, remembering this, that it was the conspiracy theory that Elvis is not dead, Elvis is still alive, that was kind of the beginning of everyone looking at all of these different celebrity deaths and going, I wonder if they're all still alive. Don. Is your favorite dead rock star actually a gardener somewhere, or a poet in Massachusetts, or a ranch owner down in southern Oregon? Don. Is he a preacher in Kansas City? If you have seen my video about Bill Hicks and Alex Jones, I asked the question, not if Bill Hicks became Alex Jones, but I asked the question, why would he? And in that, I talk a lot about the deal with the devil. Don. Many of you know that I was personally offered the deal with the devil, and I declined. And now I live in a van down by the river. Well, actually, that's more of a symptom of me always choosing life and freedom and fun over money and wealth and security. So, and I still choose life and fun and family over wealth and security. And like I like to say, God takes care of me. So I don't need their dirty money. But money's a necessary evil. But in that video, I talk a little bit about the concept of these people who are entertainers basically signing a contract for life and apparently the afterlife. But mainly what they do is they sign on to give up their own will, their own ideas, and their own beliefs to accept this group think, the orders from above. Whatever they tell you to do, that's what you do. And that for that you get all of this fame and fortune and whatever you want, whatever sick, vile, despicable thing you can't mention that is your secret desire, they will give you whatever it is you want, even if it's just a peaceful little piece of land and some animals. But for that, you must always continue to work until the day you die. Recently, the famous folk star, one of the founding fathers of the modern pop music, Bob Dylan, was interviewed, and they were asking him why, when he was in his 70s or 80s, he's still touring. Why are you still touring? Why don't you just retire? And he proclaimed that he was still holding up his end of the bargain that he had made with the devil, and that for all that fame and fortune, forgetting to be who he was, he has to fulfill his contract and he has to keep working. And so in my Bill Hicks, Alex Jones video, I talk about the idea that maybe one of the ways you get out of your contract is you walk away and you forfeit all of the wealth that you've attained. For the most part, that you take a small amount that an average person would be able to live on for the rest of their life, and all of the other immense wealth you just forfeit to them, and you're not able to leave it to your heirs or anyone else. It just basically goes back to the record label. Basically, it just goes back to this foundation, and you give up all of that and all future revenues to become an ordinary person, under the penalty that if you speak, if you come out, if you admit to it in any way, you'll be euthanized, you'll be eliminated, you'll be killed if you ever reveal who you are. And so people will fake their own death, have plastic surgery, change their appearance, go to some small town in Montana and open up a hardware store or something, and that your favorite dead rock star might actually be living down the road from you. I saw some pretty interesting evidence that Jim Morrison faked his own death, and that Jim Morrison has a refuge, the Jim Morrison Refuge, and the man that runs it is a dead ringer for Jim Morrison. And that's down in, I think they said it was Central Point or Gold Hill, Oregon, down by Medford. So, yeah, is the Lizard King a rancher down in southern Oregon? You know, I saw some pretty interesting evidence that Elvis Presley became a preacher, and that, you know, his dream was just to be a simple little pastor in a small town somewhere where he could sing to Jesus and not get much attention. And so there's that potential evidence. Some of the most powerful evidence that that preacher guy might be Elvis is that he sings American Trilogy, I think it is. I forget the song exactly, but it's one of Elvis's major, like, vocally difficult performances that is documented. I mean, you watch it and he's just like, and he sweats bullets because it's so hard to sing, and he does such an amazing job of it. In fact, I think there's a video of a little toddler singing that song along with the recording in the car seat in their car on YouTube. You have to check that out if you can find it. But it's viral. It's millions of videos, millions of views rather. But yeah, the best evidence is this guy sings with a person at a bar who claims to be the illegitimate son of Elvis, and he does an Elvis impersonation gig around the country. And apparently, there's some video, and I've seen this video of this preacher man singing with supposedly Elvis's son, and I'll be darned if it don't sound just like Elvis. He sounds more like Elvis than the guy that's claiming to be Elvis's son. Looks like him too. That's the thing about the Jim Morrison guy down in Southern Oregon. They take the face of Jim Morrison and they put it over this guy's face, and it just fits perfectly. Tupac's another one that they claim has faked their own death. It's very interesting that only a couple of people actually saw Tupac's body. And that's the same with Jim Morrison. Only 2 people saw Jim Morrison's body. A lot of these people, I think, let's give a list of some of the people that I think might have faked their own death. You got Jim Morrison. Maybe the first one was James Dean. Maybe he just wanted out of the contract right away. Mama Cass, did she really choke on a chicken bone? What about, obviously, Elvis? Gosh, we could just keep on going here. You've got the Fast and the Furious guy. Did he really die in a car wreck? What about Heath Ledger? Did he OD at such a young age after making probably one of arguably the best versions of the Joker I've ever seen in a Batman movie? I mean, it was just amazing. A Knight's Tale. I mean, this guy had so much talent, and poof, he's gone. What about Michael Jackson? You know, all of these people died under mysterious circumstances. You know, these doctors that prescribe them medications that are hyper powerful and then just, you know, accidentally give them too much. Is that just such a common thing in Hollywood that they're working these stars to death? Or is this their method nowadays for faking these deaths? It makes me wonder if Hank Williams really died on a highway in the back of a Cadillac. That might be the first one ever. Don't. That'd be a country music story right there. Hank Williams faking his own death. How far back does it go? Are any of them faking their own deaths? Or is it just that we love them so much as fans that we can't accept that their lifestyle and the very act that they do that pleases us so much destroyed them and tore them apart physically, mentally, and emotionally? Many of these people died from their addictions, supposedly. Or did they? Don't. There are so many circumstances around many of these deaths that it's hard to imagine that they're all explainable. Why did Jim Morrison's body not deserve to have an autopsy? Why is Elvis Presley's headstone still misspelling his middle name after all of these years? One of my favorite Elvis conspiracies is that he's been the caretaker, the lawnmower, and the groundskeeper at Graceland, and that he never ever left. He just changed his appearance a little, put on some grubby clothes, and went to mowing the grass at his former palatial home. I don't know. I'm torn. Maybe somebody's done it. There's been so much talk. At least one of these people must have faked their own deaths. Maybe all of them. Or maybe we just love them so much. We adored what they did. They left such a hole in our lives. You know, did Robin Williams kill himself? Robin Williams, we miss you. We miss them so much that we want to assume that they must be living out their dreams somewhere, and they couldn't possibly have succumbed to the meat grinder that we call the entertainment industry. Till next time on Coffee Talk.